Hey guys, I'm Dan Wolf and welcome back to the channel. Wanted to jump in and give you a decent sized update this time. I'd taken some different areas from the old zoo. My buddy William Holmes said he had a pretty good suggestion. He's like, man, you might want to do something like some kind of pulley system where they could collect water for the village and all that. So that is kind of like our first little drop off right here. All of these little, I've had it just kind of like the thought of these little buckets could be lowered down to the water for people and they could raise them back up. And then this could be like the water house right here. And then they could take it and, take it back to their houses or distribute it, wherever it needs to go. Still need to do some work on this main little bridge right here. And like I was saying at the beginning, some of you keen-eyed guys might notice that I've brought in my makeshift Main Street area from the kind of like the experiment zoo, I've been calling it. But yeah, this is kind of like one of the main little market areas. And then people have some, houses kind of up here, and I've still got to fill in some gaps and stuff, but I just think those baobab trees, they just look so awesome, kind of clustered together like that, almost like just massive, think tree of life when you look at those, but with like people living inside it. I was even able to make I don't know if this is maybe the head chief guys or like the little mayors, kind of like his little tree house. But yeah, I've got that set up on the far west side of that tree, and kind of just taking my time filling in some more gaps. Like I said in the community post, the next building that I really want to focus on is like the rainwater collection hut, and that's kind of what I was telling William and a couple other people on there is. I want to have it not just where people could collect the water buckets over there, but where they can also, none of the rainwater in this particular building that I'm going to build will go to waste. Did you guys like my little creepiness, my creepy kind of vibe at the beginning of the video at nighttime? I kind of wanted this episode, I kind of wanted the start of those cinematics to kind of have a mysterious kind of vibe to these people, like they're not just all out here in the open, but kind of like the tiny bit of lens flare and the VFX. David Crossland, I've known him since the way back in the Planet Coaster days, one of the awesome, just masterful VFX designers for Frontier. Just him and his team just doing absolutely smashing job with the fire and the VFX effects. It would be cool if I had some fog and maybe at the base of these rocks put in some fog down here, kind of just seeping out of the cracks, maybe just hovering over the surface of the water. I think that would be really, really cool. Also, too, like we had talked, have some elephants kind of come down through here one day, some Indian elephants. I think that would be awesome. But the whole place is just coming together really, really neat with it really got a mystique to it, this is just a whole interesting vibe I have going on that I haven't had in a while with a mysterious type vibe. Pine Creek was kind of it was a normalized family type build, but this is just, it opens the doors for so much creativity when you're designing stuff like this. Just crazy treehouse designs, and it's like there's no blueprint. There's nothing to say that wouldn't be like that. That's what differentiates itself from like Pine Creek Zoo builds to this. With Pine Creek, you are essentially, and that was what was fun about it for me, particularly not being in that realm. You're kind of constraining yourself as far as realistic type builds go, and there's kind of like realistic accountability that goes with that side of the storytelling and that side of the game. Whereas on this, more the Dan Wolf side, the accountability is in my head. It can be just anything, kind of like I'm sitting here, trying to mess with. And just kind of like what ideas that I'm trying to execute here. It doesn't have to be steeped in realism. It can go just totally just imagination just seeping into that storytelling imagination realm, and that's what's kind of like so fun about these about these fantasy type builds for me. But yeah, so like I said, just quick little update here. We'll keep trucking along and kind of seeing what I can make happen with this. I've got a bunch of ideas for different buildings. Like I said, next actually when I get off here, I'm probably going to start on that rainwater collection hut. I was having this idea of having a bunch of pipes that catch the rainwater, and then it funnels them down into these big barrels that the village can come to and collect their water, and then also too, as far as dipping the buckets down in this water. But one thing that I was gonna mention to William is, only thing about it is collecting this water like this, particularly from down here, kind of like in their little river or pond area, we may need some fire vats. We might need an area where this water that they're collecting can be boiled, just to keep them from getting diarrhea, getting bad sick. So we might have to do something like that. But all of this kind of goes into account too, as far as the torches and the fire goes. This village, obviously, they've got to be really, really careful to not start a massive fire and burn their whole village down. So. And then of course I got to start on some more. I borrowed from that other blueprint over there off to the left, and I'm gonna kind of finish these off and maybe have some more elevated walkways maybe coming out of there over to this section of trees. And then, I know it's not all in trees, but the basis of the village is just this village wanted to be up off the ground, away from danger, like up on the higher level of the jungle. So that's kind of like their story behind this. Down on the lower floors, just that, that is essentially where the danger lives. So the thought of this village, their whole existence, is taking up to the trees and up to the cliff edges. So yeah, that's kind of what we're rolling with on this. So as always, leave your thoughts down below. Like I said, with William, I was able to implement the water bucket idea, where they can kind of lower their little buckets down and all that. So that might not have happened if he didn't take the time to comment that. So anyways, guys, as always, I'm S. Wolf. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me. Don't forget to smash that like button. As always, if you end up enjoying this video, that helps push it out to your friends. And don't forget to subscribe. And also, too, we've been getting some cheeky little screenshots from Planet Zoo these last 2 days. So I think we're on the cusp of a DLC announcement, hopefully in the very, very near future, because why would they be teasing all this weird Aztec, Mayan, South American theme type stuff if they weren't about to drop a bomb on us? So anyways, guys, yeah, I will catch you in the next one. And yeah. Thank you for hanging out with me, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thank you. See ya.